Hello everyone, my name is Hilary Chin. Today I want to teach you how to use relative and absolute references in Excel, and we'll be using two different scenarios. There is no other better way of teaching you this than practically showing you. Right here I'm on my sheet, and here we have workers name, we have workers salaries, and we have percentages. So here we want to apply and find out 10% of each of these salaries. Okay, so first of all I want to start by using relative references. Okay, relative reference means it's going to relatively show me each row. It's going to relatively select each row. For instance, if I say equals to, and I open my bracket and I click on the first salary and I close my bracket and I say shift star, okay, and I click on this 10%. Perfect. So remember, this 10% is inside a cell called cell I2. Okay, cell I2. Now right here it's showing me cell I2 referencing this particular cell relatively. So if I click enter, see what has happened relatively. It has come here and gave me 10% of 200,000, which is 20,000. But it has not given me 10% of 100,000, 10% of 200,000. Why? Because it is applying this relatively. For instance, if I come here, it shows me on my formula bar I2. If I go to the second, it shows me I3. And if we go inside I3, there is nothing in I3. If we go, it gives us I4. If we go there is nothing in I4. It means it's applying empty cells because it's selecting relatively. But I don't want that. This is what I want. If I come back and I double click on this formula and I come here and I go to my F4 on my machine and I click, see what has happened. Now we want to apply absolute reference. Now we want this 10% to be applying in all of these salaries without changing. So here now we have put $ in front of I, $ in front of 2. We can also see it on this formula bar, okay, by just pressing F4. We can still do it by pressing shift and $ in both of these items to put $. Now if I click enter, you see, wow, it has now given me an absolute reference. It means that if I come here, it gives me 10% of 200,000, which is 20,000. I come here, it gives me 10% of 100,000, which is 10,000. And if you look from my formula up here, as I click and go down, it doesn't change. You see from up here, just take note, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. Why? Because the $ is there to hold it, to close it, in order to keep it constant. It doesn't want it to change. So these are some of simple tricks when you work with Excel. Take note of this $. Okay, let me take you into the other idea of references that you are going to be amazed with. So another amazing scenario of absolute and relative references is right here. Let's say you work in an organization and they want you to add bonuses on these sales. We have from January to December here. They want you to add bonuses, and the bonus is 20,000. You just simply come here, you click in this cell, you click equals to. Remember, each time you are performing a calculation or function, you have to start with an equals to, and then you come here and you click the cells and you say shift plus. We want to be adding this 20,000 in each of these. But of course, if we do it now, I will click enter. You see, it gives us a relative reference. Why? Because it came here and it gave us 120,000 because 20,000 was added to 100,000. It came here, but it did not give us because it's relatively selecting the cells. Here we still see 200,000. Here we still see 200,000. Here we still see 150,000. Here we still see 300,000, and so on and so forth. So it was only able to apply it on the first formula or on the first cell. But we don't want it to happen that way. We want it to be absolute. So if we double click again and we come here now, you see here, and we come and we press shift $. See what we have done. Here we have been able to block just the row or the cell from here. We don't want it to change. We want it to remain constant. So we came here and we block, and while we put $ in front of this 2, you see it already highlighted here for us. We want it to remain constant, and now we are going to be calling it absolute referencing, and we click enter. Wow, you see, it has not applied to all the cells. Here we have 200,000, 220,000. Here we have 200,000, 220,000. Here we have 150,000, 170,000. Here we have 300,000, 320,000. Here we have 400,000, 420,000. So it has applied to all. Remember, just imagine that you had 1,000 of these names that you had to apply these bonuses on. How are you going to do it? You have to use the absolute reference, okay? And this is important because we can use this in different scenarios in our work environment. Thank you very much and stay blessed.